Everyone knows that a man ain't supposed to cry.
Man, I just want to get this off my chest. Is a man allowed to cry? I've been holding it in for so long. It just came out as anger, frustration, alcohol addiction, lusting. I'm trying to numb myself, but I really just want to let it out. Childhood trauma, addiction, stress, battles with my mama. She wishing for the best. I bottled it all up. When can I express? A man ain't supposed to cry, but it's leaking out my flesh. Can I talk to you? I just really need guidance. I don't wanna get drunk. I don't wanna seek violence. I need a man to lean on to make this pain silence. I know I seem strong, but inside it's childish. Need emotional regulation and distress tolerance. Radical acceptance. Feel like I need a psychologist. I'm looking for love, but don't know how to honor it. They medicated me. They say my depression is moderate. Divorce, single, trying to date. Find a woman that relate, that won't use my pain against me to escape. That's when love turned to hate, to an empty Henny bottle, wiping tears off my face. Damn, this is weight. What's going on, guys? It's Mental Fitness J, short for MFJ. This is the Men Tribe Podcast. It's my brother over here,
Kelvin Irvin.
and we have a special guest, Zoheir Shaban. And this is a man of integrity, leadership, family, and big in the tech world too. And he actually has his own podcast, so I'm just honored to have him on the show. Mr. Zoheir, how you doing, brother?
Amazing.
Yes, sir.
Thank you for having me here.
Yes.
It's today a beautiful day. We have sunshine. I want to shout for John for having the place at Goldies in Coconut Grove. We thank you, John. They have a new real estate building coming up, new in the downtown Miami, private building. One of the building you wanna check it out one of these days.
Yeah. So yeah, I definitely want to shout out John McCherry. That's my guy, man. Looked out for us with this location, beautiful place. The company is called Collect Realty, and he also, we're doing a podcast with him, so you'll see him real soon. But I just want to ask you a question, Zoheir. How are you feeling emotionally, mentally, and spiritually? If you can break me down one by one. Like, how do you feel emotionally out there?
Well, emotion, it's mindset. For me, it's a mindset. Like, you can control your emotion. And I always say one thing, don't let anyone or anything rent the space in your head. The lease is very expensive. That's one very important. Secondly, you can control emotion. It doesn't matter what you have at your house or your office or your business. You want to meet people with a smile no matter what, because your image and your smile gonna affect the other person. It's like a mirror, like an energy. We work on energy all the time. Bad energy, you're gonna affect the people around you. I always say bad apple kill the box. And that's the same thing with a human. I bring, for example, a nice clean kid and put him in bad environment. What happened to him? If he doesn't really have a strong mindset and say that's not for me, you're gonna end up the same as the other kids. You're gonna end up with drugs, gonna end up cocaine, whatever, drinking habits, crimes, and that's what it is. And the idea here for our community is to be the best version of yourself. If you always want to pivot with the right people, you always want to go out with the right leadership, and I believe in that. Of course. And that's why when it comes to motion, you control it. The motion can kill you, or you can pivot you and make you stronger.
So you control an emotion with the thought, which the thought comes in your head and creates the emotion, which creates the feeling and becomes an action, right?
Correct. Like for example, I was born in Gaza. You under incubation all the time, no matter what, and whatever happened in Gaza right now, hopefully we're gonna stop that stupid killing and killing all these kids and innocent people. But it's all about money. But politics is hard. But in Gaza, we raise differently. We raise to survive. We raise, like for somebody to tell you when you're gonna sleep, when you're gonna wake up, when you wanna go to eat, when you wanna curfew tonight, or you leave, you get shot, or that's the situation. And I think that's make you stronger in a way, your emotion. I didn't say die, because once in a while, like everybody has emotion, but you can control it, If I want to cry, I go hug a tree and cry, and that's with another thing,
I was gonna ask you that. Like in your culture, being from Gaza, being from Palestine, and are you allowed to cry?
Of course, you're allowed to cry, but you hold it up, you know what I mean? Because in manhood,
you can't show emotion.
What the heck you doing? You're not a baby, why are you crying? And that's when, for us, men don't cry.
Yeah.
But again, sometimes, look, my dad passed away a couple years ago, I holding it so bad. I didn't even think in my head he's dead, because I didn't see him dying. I was expecting him to come to the United States. He got a visa 2 days after he died. Israel made him walk 20 kilometers from his home to the refugee of Gaza to Egypt. The same thing with my mom. It's really very, very hard to think about these things. And when you start thinking about what hurts you, it'll affect you. And no matter what, the same thing for these kids. We controlling kids, say, hey, you put them in different environment. If you put them in happy environment, they're gonna be the best of their version. If you put them in bad environment, they're gonna be and you can teach him in emotion. You cannot control motion, but I think you can be trained to control it. That's your mindset, you can be controlled.
Emotional regulation.
Emotional intelligence. If you read that book, emotional intelligence, you keep reading it back again, and that's how you control. Of course, we talk about sad things. I get goosebumps. I hear my dad. I hear my mom. I spoke to my mom. She's happy in Egypt now. In a way, economy is different than the United States. You can live in Egypt for $1,000 like a king a month. And here you cannot live a week with $1,000 sometimes.
Yeah, that leads me to a question too as well. How do you adjust with that, right? When you do get an emotion about something, how do you actually deal with it when your mind is trying to make you just continuously think on that thing? What do you do? What is your practice?
Normally I go to my backyard, I start talking to the trees, so pick up fruits, or think of something make me happy, or think with people who make you happy. Think in the ocean. I love fishing, you go hey, you start, or even now with the new technology, everybody has a phone or something, if you go to the rabbit hole, Instagram, it's crazy. Last night I was in that situation where I put my headset and I start listening from good to great. It's a good book, from good to great. You read that book? It's an amazing book, from good to great, enroll in your head, start focusing on different things. And instead of some person get you into the bad mood and you say, oh, wait a second, we're not discussing this right now, are we? If we want to discuss it, let that person off, and then what? You're wasting your energy. I don't want to waste my energy at this point. And that's where you can control your emotion.
Gotcha.
You go to happy people, you fly and go to happy people,
Yeah, we was just saying that when we was driving here, we were saying that how it is when you go from a rough area into this place where there's wealth and success, and how drastic it is, and how and it's just crazy that we can live in the same world and have two.
Both. You choose. Really, we have a choice as a human. We choose who we want to be with. We choose what place we want to be with, and who and so. The same. I guess all you guys. I won't say I don't want to insult on for me I don't say black and white, because I came from a country and hey, you say the black people, no, they serve like us, nothing to do with that, but the way you guys are treated in the United States, like a slave, that's and that's playing with people's head.
Yeah, right.
And the same thing, they like the same situation. If you Ukrainian under incubation, or you Palestinian under incubation, or black under white, it's a similar situation. Really. In a way, you can attach these to each other, but in the same time, you don't have total freedom what you want to do, because somebody train you that's wrong. Somebody train you, hey, you need to go and pull that cotton out of the field no matter what. Like if not, they're gonna shoot you or abuse you.
Right.
That's according to the history. I wasn't living in that era, but you can tell. Like, or when the Pharaoh enslaved the people there to build the pyramid or whatever, the same concept. I don't know if it's true or not, but that's what they showed.
Right.
And especially today with the AI technology, you don't know what's real and what's not.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. That's right. You definitely have to unravel the bondage that they keep us in on a program.
And I think also I can give it, in general, as black community, people still holding on. Even you didn't live that hard.
Yeah.
Why are you holding on for something, occupy your brains and reason in that? Because I hang out with the friends. Oh, because we're black, we didn't. No, it's not because of that. It has nothing to do with that. That's your mindset.
Yeah.
Oh, because I'm...
That's what they teaching you that. They teaching us that in school.
But you are a victim of who?
Teach us how to do finances. Right. Teach us emotional regulation. Right.
But you are a victim of... I don't know, the community, your parents, sometimes you talk about different things in different area, European, for example, different, we different. You do something wrong, we do something wrong, what happened? You get slapped.
Correct.
You know why? Here, if you hit your kid, you go to jail.
Oh yeah.
Why? It's discipline, It's, hey, look, like they said, okay, in Saudi Arabia, they cut your hand if you steal. It's still a law.
Yeah.
Guess what? You feel safe when you leave your store.
Correct.
Nobody touch anything because their mindset said, oh shit, I'm gonna lose my left hand if I touch that always thing. And that's what, think about it in here. Oh, that's communism, no, it has nothing to do with that. But guess what? That's ideal for people to hate, as example,
Consequences.
Right. Like in anything, hey, if you did this, that's what's gonna happen. If you did this, that's what's gonna happen. If you did, but if you set down an example, nobody gonna do it.
Correct. Which leads me to another point too, as well too. Your upbringing back home. How do you think that contributes to your level of success here? Because I think that you just hit on a really, really broad in an awesome point to the fact that do we really contribute to our success as an American society, even in and of itself? The fact that we don't want to, or you make it hard for us to beat our kids, and we need to instill in them.
No, you don't. Right today, technology. I tell you one thing. Before, like here, America in general, or United States in general, they give you everything you want. And you choose if you want it or not. They give you want success, they give you success. You want the toys, they give you the toys. You have to work hard towards it. Over there, it's limited. Like in there, you have to work your butt off to get what you want. For example, we used to play soccer. We used to do our own soccer ball. It's here you go to the store and you buy soccer. Over there, you have to wait until the end of the week to get your ice cream. Here, you walk in the store and you get ice cream. It's not like anything surprise to you. Well, for me, like for my kids, they came strong for one reason. When they used to, I let them, in a way, you want to hold people. I learned one thing from one of these coaches. You want to raise your kid like the soap in the shower. You ever thought of it? If you hold the soap in the shower, if you hold it so tight, it's gonna slip. And you hold it so loose, you're gonna slip. You have to find the right for every kid. You know what I mean? Like, I got the kid. And I let them do whatever they want to, whenever. When they go over the limit, you take what their favorite. For example, at that time, the iPhone, the iPad said, really that. And that's the most love they want. That's really, in a way, not abuse, punishment, but just like you take what they love the most.
That's it.
That's how I see it. You know what I mean? Like if you have kids, you know, like say, okay, you know, like, or whatever the case is, you know, you take the most thing they love.
Yeah. So yeah.
Or now they have cars, for example. You know, like when they were 15, 16, they know, you know, good parents, we bought them cars and whatever. And
So
give me the keys.
I want to ask you a question.
Sure.
I want to, because this is really dear to my heart. Driving force behind me, being delivered and saving my life. Spirituality. What does it mean to you?
Well, God, which is Allah for us, the same. It's only one God. You know, I mean, I believe in goods. You know, I mean, as a Muslim, we believe in the religion, which is it keep you the law.
Yeah.
You know, God wrote the book in, like they said, in 7 days we created it. You know, and if He tell you any time you read in the Quran right now, tell you what's gonna happen and what's happening.
Yeah.
And that's what it is. You know what I mean? Like, for me, as long as you don't harm anybody, we good. You know what I mean? Like, that's when it comes to spirituality. You know what I mean? Like,
It's the drive.
like they said it, one love.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
I lived in Jamaica and Bob Marley said,
Yeah.
one love.
Yeah.
You know, that's it.
Uh,
And if you come into, I believe if you come from the love and humble, people will feel you, even if your enemy, they're gonna realize it
Right.
at point, you know what I mean? Like you said, what's going on? We love each other, we're human.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like we came in the same molecules, you know what I mean? Like the same energy.
the word says, when you live godly lives, even your enemies will be at peace with you.
Yes and no.
They'll enemy, but they'll be at peace. They won't feel like you're threat. They won't.
Oh, no, you know, like,
Yeah.
in a way, you know, like, today's society, it's like, everybody, I don't know, the world is going in chaos right now, but it's all about money and power. They don't care who's between, or who say what and where, casualty of war and that, for pleasing the higher guys and the higher power. That's how I see it, you know. We just, the bottom layer of these people, you know, like we're living day to day. Nobody promised tomorrow.
And that's and I'm like, why you? All right, okay, you're going to be successful while you're here. You're going to leave something for your kids.
Exactly. No, exactly. I want to. Right now, I'm like in the age to build a legacy, to help people to move forward. We have another Z Financial Group. We're helping people for funding. You know, I do homeland security, which is between like people want to feel safe. You know what I mean? Like in a way, alarms, access control, cameras. They feel safe, even if you're like I do for God's sake Shabbat alarms. You know, like for Jewish Orthodox people. You know what I mean? Like they want to feel safe, even you know, said, oh, you're from Gaza, it doesn't mean anything.
Right.
You know what I mean? Everybody need to feel safe and it's
Yeah. That's the human right to feel safe. You want to ask a question?
Yeah. No, go ahead.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was going to ask you tell us about your journey to America. What brought you to America? When you first started.
Well, in Gaza, I was one of these basically top student in high school, you know, one of the top 10s. And I actually, you know, I was in high school, like, you have to be 90 and above.
Yeah.
I was 89 and a half. And I got so pissed off, you know, 89 and a half.
Wow.
It didn't get you in like Birzeit University because that's the only school at that time in Ramallah.
Yeah.
Birzeit University in the West Bank. And I said, okay, we couldn't go to engineering, we went to science. Because engineering you have to be 90 and above. You know, that's how education is strong in the Middle East. You know what I mean? Like here, you can do anything, anytime, any degree you want to do, as long as you get the college and you can study whatever.
So
the
main degree out there they focus on is engineering and
well, over there there's, you know, doctors, engineers, you know, that's mostly like most if you go around the world, doctor, engineer, and
Indian,
teacher.
you see a lot of Indian, in the hospital, you see a lot of Indian people being the doctors.
Well, we're not Indian.
No, not true, but when you go to different countries, right, you see like, they want their kids to be doctors, and most of the doctors are Indian, or,
Yeah, so it's in a sense it's like an idea or a way to be able to get you from there to here.
Yeah,
in a sense, right?
Yeah, but that's in New York University. The Palestinian got shot, and then they closed the school for a year. And then I was like, I started applying to the United States. I got accepted after 10 times of trying to get your visa to come to the United States as a student. It's not easy either.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like to get a visa to the United States as a guy from Gaza is not easy. Like 10 times in order to apply paperwork that you have to come back and all these, they don't want you to stay there either, you know, like to come to America and stay. But finally I got I-20 from Arizona State University, but then I ended up in New York, went to Rutgers University, college, you know, the journey, MIT, come back to New Jersey, NHIT, and then back in 1988, I came down to Florida and see like, what the hell I'm doing? And I was swimming in December, and in the family I had my aunt in New York, my uncle in New York. They used to invite you for a breakfast on Sunday, they shovel snow. You know, like, wait a second, you're like, hey uncle, yes, I appreciate that, you know, I mean, you freeze your butt in the snow, and like, there's another part of the United States is nicer, you know what I mean? Like,
so you had family here when you got here? You had family?
Yeah, my aunt was living, my uncle was actually worked for Fortune 500 chemical engineer in Jersey. My other uncle was in Arizona, worked for Honeywell as electrical engineer. I have a few cousins, you know, before. My aunt was here since the 70s, actually.
Wow, that's great.
She was a designer and you know. And I came and they hosted me for a little bit, but you know, I remember my aunt gave me the city subway map and said, I was scared to come out of the house, to be honest with you. I was 18 years old, and I see the snow and you freeze your butt out there. I said, like, what I'm doing here.
Right.
Right. Go ahead, ask a question.
Yeah, it's an important topic that you just brought up when you say that you actually, the ticket to get to America from Gaza was obviously the education side of it. My question is how important that was, because obviously us here can take that for granted, right? And you see that most businesses or doctors or those type of people are actually from
Foreigners.
Foreigners, exactly.
Because the way we raise, you know, we always want higher education in America. And my grandmother, you learn until you die. Here, like you said, people take it for granted.
Right.
We give you college, we give you free college, we give free university, we give you, I have to pay.
Right.
I have to pay a lot of money to come in. I have to work 3 jobs in Jersey and New York, deliver a newspaper in the snow, to make a few $100 to pay for school, because my dad used to help a little bit, but I came to the United States with $500 my grandfather gave me, you know, like, and he teach me one thing: never depend on anybody. And no brother, no son, no nothing, no nothing.
Right.
Until you have to depend on.
Right. And you know, it's ironic because we kind of learn it late in life. Right, because like you say, everything is pretty much kind of handed to us. So we got somebody we can call and say, hey man, can you do this for me? Can you do that for me? But you had to travel a journey the way it was more so self-independent, which is still.
That's what they get you, you know, like sometimes when you put people under pressure, they become the better version of themselves. You know, like think about it. Diamond, they grow under pressure, right? But if you put people in a situation and I can walk with all the toys and the thoughts and the stuff, what's gonna happen? They start creating. We human, we really use only like maybe 3-4% of our brains. Really, you know what I mean? Like that's what the study says. But if you put you in a situation, you're gonna learn. And through the journey of my life, basically, it's just every day you find something in you, and you have to pivot and solution. Because I'm not that guy who accept the 40-40-40 plan. You know what that 40-40-40 plan? That's United States watch the American, the 40-40 plans and make them American for American. You work 40 hours a week for 40 years for 40% of your money.
Right.
And guess what? I can prove it to you. You go to Walmart, Publix, Home Depot, you see these, the one they said retired at 65. What they doing?
Right.
Working.
Yeah.
Oh, we're gonna give you working. Why? Because the $600 they promised you 40 years ago, it was good. But today, for $600 a month,
Right.
I don't know what you can live with it. You know what I mean? Like, but the average American need at least 4 to 5K a month. You know, like, you know.
Just to be comfortable, you know? Just to have some comfort.
Yeah.
You know, even though, you know, like living in Miami.
Yeah.
You need,
Oh, you need more money?
Yeah.
Like 10,000.
10K.
And I really hope that everybody's really kind of paying close attention to what Zoheir is saying, because I mean it's highly important. If the young folks would have known that a long time ago, right? Imagine what they would be. If
But
they,
America watched them play.
No, watch it.
And that's how it is. And they're still doing it. People say, hey, no, I'd rather be comfortable. I'm gonna work my 40 hours and make my money 9 to 5. And guess what?
yeah.
And when you become 60, 65 years old, you know, like you don't have even food in your table.
Exactly, and the reality of it is, and you said it perfectly, and I just want to add a little bit more to it, is the fact that America teaches Americans to be workers, to just live but low enough so that the higher class can have everything, and the lower class can stay the lower class, right?
Well, we have also the blue collar, which is the working class.
They're getting weaned out to some degree.
Well, right now with all these technologies taking over everything, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know, but before you wanna hire a lawyer for doing something or a contract, now you just chat GPT it and then they'll give you the whole solution. Or you wanna say, hey, look, what's my next successful project?
Right.
Here's the,
Yeah,
I wanna put a point in that.
Yeah.
Even ChatGPT give you everything.
yeah.
Not everything, because you have to put
Yeah.
some points in there. You have to go again and again and again and see it to make sure that's what you want to have it. But it eliminates some people's thoughts.
Yeah, it makes you more mushy in that.
You know, like it goes in there and instead, and in my time, you know, like when I went to college, I used to go to microphone, stay in the library to like 4, 5, 6 hours to find a piece of knowledge to solve, or solve chemical educational or something. You have to go to the books and read and so forth. Here,
It makes the mind
done.
Yeah.
3 seconds later,
Right.
what happened?
Everything that they create right now.
But even that we have this, is still today's kids are not taking advantage of it. That's another thing, you know what I mean? Like, if we have what we have, we're again, oh my God. You know,
No,
like,
100%.
I'll be like, dude, you know, like, you know, I mean, like, and a lot of these today's generation, they're not taking advantage of it 100%.
Right.
You can automate everything almost, you know, with AI, you can like make it to make calls for you, answer your phones, follow up,
They
you know,
make
like,
books. You can put a topic in there and write you a whole book. This guy.
I did that, I tried to do that, but it doesn't give you all your feeling into it.
That's what
you know what I mean, and that's what, you know, I wrote a book like last couple of weeks, I'm finishing up Rewire Your Business and Engineer Your Brains, which is the event you came to. I put it in Kindle and Amazon. I have to check if they published it. It take a couple of days to so. But you have to tweak it. You don't have to just put ChatGPT and it's not going to give you all the answers. You have to give it what you feel.
And
You know, what's your brains, and then exactly.
Gotcha.
But it make you healthy in your thoughts.
That's healthy.
And that's what it is, you know. For me, we want to lead these kids in a way or help people for the better themselves. And if we get into a point to pinpoint these kids and lead them to the right path, I think they become better.
Yeah.
And that's where it's, then we eliminate the up and down, you know what I mean?
Right.
The rich become richer and the
Yeah.
poor stay the same. Then imagine the rich or the medium try educating these people, say, hey,
Right. Correct.
you want to be there?
Correct.
You can.
Right.
I'll show you the steps.
Mm-hmm.
You want to follow it? The same. You know, we go to educational seminars all the time. We invest in ourselves. We go, me, Ivana, and other people, Tony Robbins, Tony was Anthony Robbins in my time.
Yeah.
Anthony was Anthony Robbins. I have my first one, Unleash the Power. Like, it make you walk in fire. We did walk in fire.
Wow.
And that's mental. That was mental.
What was his name? Was it Anthony Robinson?
Anthony Robbins, which is Tony Robbins was Anthony Robbins when he was coaching in California and came up.
Oh, that's crazy.
Anthony Robbins, that's his name. But now he's feeding Tony Robbins, feeding 100 million people.
Yeah.
That's what imagine,
Yeah.
he's the goat in success. There's other people, Zig Ziglar,
That's my guy.
Actually, I get Zig Ziglar to come to my office to do he trained my people, 25 people in sales and stuff like that.
Wow.
That's why I had a successful business. You have to bring others to lead your people. You have kids?
Yes.
Okay. If your kids listen to you all the time,
No.
if you bring me in, they're gonna listen to me.
Yeah.
That's how a human works.
Right.
They're not gonna listen to their own parents. But another person out there, give them the same formula, wow, they're gonna listen to it.
Right.
Because that's how they thought.
Mm-hmm.
Because we got the human part of that aspect, and that's the same thing, Thank God my kids is educated well, I have a little one, 23, just finished aviation mechanic, and he's married, I don't know why, but hey, that's his brother. That's why he's saying goes in there.
I wanted to say this here on Men Prize. We have this podcast to uplift each other and so for the young kids that are watching, I feel like having a strong spirituality in the beginning and a strong a guide, like a dad. If you don't have a dad in your life, you want to be that podcast that can show you that to build your self-esteem, you have to show yourself self-respect. And before you get that, you have to, discipline yourself to go to college, like, Zoheir did, coming to a whole other country to start over.
Wait a minute, college now is not everything.
No.
Wait a second,
Yeah.
we raised that way. Remember the 44 plan and your parents, you're a victim of the plan?
You don't need to be a college.
Look, every millionaire and billionaire in that, they never finish college. That's a fact. But our parents said, go to school, go to college, get a degree, and get a job.
Mm-hmm.
That's how America
Right.
works. In my country, the same thing. But ours, you go to school, you go to college, open your own business.
Correct.
That's how it works in the Middle East. Really, we go for education in that. Europe, the same thing. You go to college to open your own, not to work for somebody else. And today's, you don't need to go to college. My son went because he want to be an aviation mechanic. My other one, a business, and he does a website and so forth. But literally. At 11, he was fixing carburetors. You have the tools.
Right.
You have YouTube channels. You have videos. You have learn of that. I do too. I go out sometimes in my security job. You think I know everything when I go in with technology. I love technology, but when I walk in, wait a second. Why I want to waste time?
Right.
Let's see somebody else fix it really quick and did it. I just go YouTube channel and say, hey, how to program this extra code in its own.
Why you on the job?
Why on the job? Why? Because I want to eliminate time and help the customer at the same time. Why I want to I'll be back, go find out, and call, take some calls, and I'm saving in time and money, and that's what it comes to.
Right.
People say, oh, why I pay $200 an hour? I said, okay, you can pay 75 and spend the whole day here, or you pay me 200 an hour and take me an hour. Which one? And that's why with your knowledge and engineering and experience, you know, sometimes another way, you know, you get paid whatever you put in, you know, and that's how I think. And that's what they have today. They have, but there is always they need direction.
Yeah.
If you don't put them in the direction and the right direction, and then they have a choice.
Correct.
And they have to be resistant. You know what I mean? They have to be patient. They have to be. You ever know the story of the bamboo? How the bamboo grow? Okay. You put the bamboo in the ground. That's for everybody to learn this actually. I learned from one of my coaches in that. You throw the bamboo in the ground. You water it, nothing happened first year. Second year, nothing happened. Third year, nothing happened. Fourth year, nothing happened. Guess what? The fifth year, all of a sudden, you see in a few days, 100-foot bamboo grow. Why? Because we're building the foundation under to hold that 100 feet bamboo. And that's why a lot of times people say they give up so fast and so easy. How come you didn't give up when you were as a human? You know, you failed 17 times an hour as a baby to walk.
Yeah.
You walk Google it, 17 times an hour, average of 2,883 failed in your life to walk.
Yeah.
And now we're giving up in the 3-4 times in that business because it didn't work.
Right.
You know,
Right.
and that's where it comes to, you know, like you need to keep going and going. I always say just do, right? If I say just do, you know, like just do it, you know, and see what happens.
I want to say,
No, Nike said didn't, I tried to do it, they just do it, you know?
well, your mind is trying to stop you from growing, and it wants to be in control, and that's why it always stays in that comfortability. But when you stretch the mind, that's when you start to grow. Like if you start reading books, if you start working out extra hard, or you start doing a business, and you start to do your paperwork and coming when you don't feel like doing something for your success.
That's the time you want to do it.
That's the time you gotta do it.
You know what I mean? Like that's when you said, oh, I'm tired, I'm lazy, and that.
Yeah.
If you push the extra step, you're gonna do it. I always tell people, you climbing a mountain, you're in the middle of the mountain.
Yeah.
What's easier? To go start all over or just keep pushing up?
Keep going. I like that. That's good.
In the middle of the mountain, it's a fact. In the middle of, you know, I bike, we built non-profit organization, Battle for People.
Yeah.
You know, actually, I ride 30 miles with hernia.
Right.
And like the last 5 miles I was like, you know, pushing, and the guy next to me and like said, you need to chill, you know, like you pushing it. He said, I'm already there, you know, like the cups it started getting windy and rain and so forth in Boca.
Yeah.
So we asked the cup to come in the front of us actually, and he felt it to cut the lanes to help go the extra 5 miles, and you have to do it because if you give up, you're giving up in yourself.
Yeah.
And I mean, like sometimes you have to go through pain to win.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I think that way. You have to go through pain to win.
Yeah, which again, man, you're such a you're a powerful individual, man. I love it the way your mind thinks. Number one, I see you got a lot of history in terms of a lot of reading, right? And some of the reasons
I hate reading. To be honest with you, I hate reading, but I listen to it. Once in a while, I book a book, but I'm more, you know. I learned how to listen to reading, but listening. You know, for the past 5 years, audiobook, like you give me a book, somebody say, hey, mention it, I buy it right second, and I listen to it once, twice, 3 times. You know what I mean? Like GoPro, I listen to GoPro 5 times. You know, like build a community, build multi-level marketing. I love multi-level marketing in a way. Some people they don't. But that gets you into know people and who's filtering people, who's gonna do it and who's not.
Yeah.
You know, that's how. You know.
So how do you contribute that part to what you do now? If you don't mind, let the people know exactly what you are doing now, your core thing that you're doing.
Well, right now I'm focusing security, basically because the world is going in chaos. Like again, we're gonna do like the homeland security, make people feel safe again. Helping people in the financial, a lot of people can get the free money, and they don't know, from Grand, Costco, Home Depot, and all these association big that they can help non-profit organization how to get money in a way, because that's the only way they cannot pay their taxes.
Right.
Because if not, why am I gonna pay so much taxes if I have non-profit organization and give it to people to win, or they start their own businesses.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
that makes sense. Makes a lot of sense. Because they're gonna take it.
One of the expert tax guy, if you're paying taxes, you're paying too much. You know what I mean? Like, you ever see how the rich people,
Right.
they don't watch taxes. Like, Trump pays $700 tax. Why Trump pays $700 taxes? Somebody else pay millions, because they know the gray area.
Yeah.
You see these people with the G-Wagons and these big ass trucks.
Right.
Why? It's 6,000 pounds. It's fully tax deductible.
Wow.
That's how you see these nice G-Wagon everywhere.
Yeah.
It's not because these people, not because they're making millions and millions of dollars, but that's payment, the $3,000-4,000 a month.
Yeah.
And instead of paying for the government, they can enjoy it. They drive police
Wow.
J-Wagon. It doesn't have to be the G-Wagon. Anything over, you can have Range Rover, any vehicle over 6,000 pounds, it's fully deductible.
Got you. So, I know you got to be quick with this, so I'm gonna do this. But it almost sounds like you played a long game.
I did actually, but I learned at a late stage because I was, focused on my business. I had 23 employees, just running 16, 18 hours a day. I lived well, It's not, I'm not complaining, about it, but it could be a different direction in a way, and I took a lot of things for granted. You know what I mean? I was like, I'm making money. I'm like, let's go, and then, if I want to give advice to somebody else, build basically assets and wealth, because then you can something you can fall on. You know what I mean? You live in $2 million home, but then wait a second, why? You know what I mean? Like, if you can use that money to make it grow better, why not? For people who has the money. For the others, start building assets. Because nobody can take it away from you. You know what I mean? Literally, or put it in corporations or so forth, because it's secure for your wealth, for your people, for your kids, or gold. People say, hey, gold, what's the ounce now? 5,000. I remember when I came to the United States, it was $620. Imagine you just bought 100 of them. But that's where it comes in, I didn't feel bad or sorry, because we're still young, we can make it again, as long as you're healthy. And I learned one thing: without your health, you have nothing. Literally, I used to go out to China and it says, you're number one, no matter how many zeros you build, you can be a billionaire. The one,
wow,
what you lived with,
right,
zero.
Yeah, wow.
And that's how it is, And that's why, in my lifestyle now, we have a good people around me, they want you to be healthy, It's just, hey, that's health also motivation.
Right.
Go to the gym, play basketball. I play basketball every Sunday. Shine in the rain.
Thursdays.
I play Sundays.
Right.
With people as old as 65.
Right.
We have a joke in there. We send it through our group. We said, basketball in the 80s. You see these guys play basketball, real. I have a video that shows basketball in the 80s,
Yeah, so how important you think that is to success, right? Because I know I have a hard time myself, right? Just resting or going to do something because I feel like I'm missing.
Oh, I don't know how to say it. No, I'm like, what do you call it? ADHD, whatever. I don't know, like really, you know, my dad, the same thing. Dude, the seat's getting warm, let me get out. You know, and that's what it is. But I like to have more, like, take advantage of the time. You cannot buy your time back. Nobody can buy their time back. And I have a friend of mine always says, celebrate the people who celebrate you. And that's what I'm gonna follow in that direction. Me and the team and so forth, and we'll hang around. Just my mindset now, I'm gonna sit into like celebrate the people who celebrate you, celebrate the people who want to make you lift yourself up, like you guys, hey, look, let's, you started young, and you can pivot in each other, we can teach each other, people I don't, I know people you don't, how we can make it happen, I told your brother, he doesn't, hey, you want funding, no problem, this is a 501c, your company, and you start, it's small money, put it in, hire, I know a lot of different people can build it for you, and so forth, then you have funding. People can offend you, give you funding if it's a good cause. This morning I gave blood, for a good cause, for kids leukemia and diabetes. The lady, 5 minutos, por favor, 5 minutos. It wasn't 5 minutes, and I know it's not 5 minutes, but in a way it's good, why? Because they have to steal blood. Say, oh, by the way, your blood's so high in iron. Okay, great, thank you, I appreciate it. I give blood, like he said, they give you like I don't hardly eat meat. They said, you need to stop eating meat. I said, okay. But that's a warning by giving. The same thing happening to everybody,
That's what I'm going to ask you too.
I think you have to give in order to get.
Yeah.
You give, you get.
Yeah. You got to be the blessing you want to receive.
Well, my grandmother said something too, I gave and don't look after it, throw it to the ocean, don't look after it. When you do something a favor, just, there is somebody else gonna do you that favor at one point and everything.
Right.
I live from a point where all of this stuff is temporary, so the real purpose of life is not to have material things. You can have it, that's what the real purpose is, to help each other and experience pain and turn it to your purpose. But really to go through that walk of life and or spiritual development.
Well, that's number one. You have to be in a way, like a clear conscious. But secondly, people say money not everything, but without money you cannot live in the United States. Not in the United States.
No.
Anywhere else you can, really. Because you have families, you have cousins, you have friends. Here, if you really don't make money to make you live comfortable and take you from point A to point B, it's really crazy, I keep telling a lot of people said, you stop working unless you have residual income coming, you die. Literally, not die in a way, there's a lot of people who did wipe their life because they wake up to the same system every day. If you do the same system every day, you're not going anywhere. 9 to 5.
Right.
Who's you making everybody else working for what? You're gonna retire, you're gonna travel around the world and stuff. Yeah, by the time you're 66, 70 years old, 80 years old, you cannot even walk, and then where are you gonna travel to?
Exactly. But, so, another question I wanted to ask you was, what do you have going on as far as your media and stuff? I know you were telling me about podcasts.
Well, I have the legacy talk we do, and start getting the Z cigar. Thank you, Ivana. She did that logos and this stuff. She's like, hey, we need to do it, and she pushed it. She's not listening with that. And she's like, hey, Z, you need to do it, do. And we're building a studio now. It'll be like, I built other people's studios. I did Bob Marley Museum in 2005, Skip Marley's, I still did that. I built the auditorium in Boynton Beach, all the music sounds and automation. I built 227 Media with other people and so forth.
227, I heard of that.
That's the Blancas.
Oh, yeah, wow, yeah.
All right, I have two questions. One, I want to ask you, what does Ivana do and how does she help you? Because I want to know how we incorporate those things when we get to that point, right? But also, too, what all do you have your hands in? What are you doing? I mean, you name so many things. My mind is like, wow, what all is it in terms of creating your wealth?
Well, I have, they said not to put in your eggs in one basket.
Right.
And I learned that you want the goose or the egg, the old egg, which one do you want?
Oh, you want a goose?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I create like ASI, which is Advanced Security and Integration. I've been in that business since '92. The technology and so forth, and it goes up and down. Because not every day. Today, technology, you go buy cameras from the internet and they install it. And in the old days, people wasn't doing that.
Right.
They have to go
The
put
wiring.
the wiring and so
Right.
forth, and that's a slowdown. But also, I have the alarm company, which is we put alarm, you get residual income every quarter. And then 4 years ago, a friend got me involved in the financial. I don't know nothing about financial. I was like, okay, that's a new adventure. I start building people helping people, which is with Patrick David.
Yeah, I heard about that.
Yeah, it's the insurance business. I studied, got my 215 license, and started selling and recruiting insurance agents. Until Patrick sold his company for whatever.
Yeah.
I of that. New York Yankees, and then I started Z Financial Group, which is that's where Ivana comes, and 6 or 8 months ago, yes, Z, you need to do this. She organized actually the background, like how we got today here. Pick up the phone and call, make it happen. Because they shouted for her, because if not, I'd be like, okay, he's in the pipeline, we're meeting John, we're meeting that. He said, no, now. She's now, like me, and that's the energy we get.
Right.
You want to do it, you do it now.
Right.
If no, pick up the phone now, you want to get it now.
Yeah.
And let me tell you, it used to be like that when I was younger, but then you slow down, but then you get somebody on, like that, and say, but not everybody has that energy either, not everybody want to see you succeed, and in a way she does. People around you, they want you to see succeed, and they want people around you, you can do this, you above that, Because sometimes, I'm a service guy, and people say oh, he's a service guy, I pick up the broom and wash and that. I don't mind doing it, I think with leadership, you have to show them in order to win, if you, with the group, you see a napkin on the floor, you pick it up, it's simple, The other people say, oh, wow. You sit down in the bathroom. I learned that in Landmark. In Landmark, one of the coaches, you go to the bathroom. Dude, after you wash your hand, wipe around. Guess what? The people look at you like, wait a second. I leave it clean for the next guy to come in. If everybody follow that rules. Look, today's days, the kids doesn't. You know how they shake your hand? You ever see how they shake your hand today's kids? Nice meeting.
Yeah.
What the hell is that?
Right.
Where is what's it? Like you're meeting you, sir. You know what I mean? Where is that? Or coming to the door, open the door for somebody or elderly if that. We lost it.
Yes.
And we have to get some people into that society to teach that etiquette.
Right.
I don't know. I used to go to the Bahamas, and they have etiquette schools. I know they have etiquette.
Yeah.
How to sit down to eat, how to sit, how to open the doors, etiquette for schools and kids. They still force it in as the British community in the Bahamas, some private schools and that, they teach how to do that. Yeah, here we lose it.
No,
America, Today, just give me a computer, give me that. And
Everything's to make you lazy, man. It's to make you
it's not lazy. No, that's nothing to lazy because when they want to win,
Yeah.
they win.
Yeah.
If you're lazy, you're not gonna go after the game until you win. That's not lazy.
Yeah. Well, what I mean lazy is that they give it to you so easy.
Think about it.
No, that's a good mindset, 100%.
You know, if my kid's sitting in the computer, sometimes he doesn't want to talk to me. He said, "No, I'm playing the game. I need to win."
Yeah.
Your mind is gonna win, right? Why are you not applying it to all different?
Correct.
You can apply that to everything else. The same situation, you know, like,
Right.
you know, hey, open the door for the woman, you know, or whatever that, or we lose that.
Yeah.
You know, shake hands, say hello. You know, like, hello, how you doing? You know, like, we don't have to say, you come in, we do a lot of network events.
Yeah.
You come in, oh, what do you do? Dude, ask how the guy doing.
Right.
How are you? How was your day? Start a conversation from the good side of it, not like what you do.
Yeah.
Oh, you're not okay. You're not fit. Next, you know. Like, no, how you doing? They even say, how are you? How you doing? What bring you money? That's my question. Really. At least, you know, what bring you food to the table? You know, like different.
Right.
Then people in general love to talk about themselves.
Right.
I do too.
Yeah, and I think that what just maybe to add a little bit to it is just being authentic, being yourself.
100%.
100%. You know,
Sometimes it hurts you. You do 100%.
Like you're right. You look like, damn, I said too much. And shit.
Yeah.
But
People take it like, oh, I don't want to know.
yeah.
Just being honest, I think.
Exactly.
You know, sometimes I say that for a reason. That way I don't hold something in. You know, but
You
it's
only
what
got
it
one
is.
life.
Right.
That's what I said. I only got one life. But some people
No,
don't.
I said Yodo.
Yeah,
You only
Yodo.
die once.
Oh, with Yodo?
You live every day. You wake up this morning.
Yeah.
You live every day. You wake up this morning, didn't you? Maybe you're gonna wake up tomorrow, but you're gonna die once. I call it Yodo.
Nice. Let me ask you a question. This one's about, let's talk about leadership and the family, like, you know, family, business, and to the world. Importantly to yourself, what leadership means to you in those areas.
We mentioned again, you lead by example.
Yeah.
You know, like I said that, you know, like you in the bathroom, you wipe after yourself. Basically, even the sink or the water that people gonna see, they're gonna follow. You know what I mean? Like monkey see, monkey do. You know, most of the time, you know, like say, and they start thinking about it. If you do it, it'll become a habit. You know, we learn when we are kids what's become a habit for you. 21 days, right?
Yeah, 28.
Yeah, that's what they say, at least. But when you were a kid, then your mom said, brush your teeth, brush your teeth,
Yeah.
brush your teeth. How many times? Now you wake up in the morning, what happened?
Brush your teeth.
Yeah, you brush your teeth even with your eyes closed. You just woke up and you brush your teeth. And that's how you become, you know what I mean? Like, I think that's part of the leading is teaching people what they don't know and make them doing it.
Yeah.
I don't know how to, maybe you have to force it in different ways or make them feel bad about it, you know, like, and then, or you mention it, like I said, I mention it to all these guys, you know, like, even if they like me or don't, you know, when I come in, like these kids and that, when I go shake their hand and stuff, bro, look at the people's eyes and get up. I tell them straight out, you know what I mean, like, you like me or not, I don't care really, it's just a habit. But when they go home, they think about it. I'll tell you one another example. I used to go to church in the Bahamas, right? They dressed up at nice and so forth, which is nothing other question why I dress up.
Yeah.
That's another question. But that's what the leadership is. You know, I used to go to the Bahamas and people like come in, like you show your t-shirt to church. And the pastor of the church said, Z, why are you coming so nice and that? I said, I tell you one thing. How you want to meet God? How you want to meet God? The best version of yourself, right? Guess what? He said, even if you die, I told him, even if you die, they put you in a suit even if you don't own a suit. Right?
That's true. Yeah.
Why not using it now? Guess what? A month or 2 months later, I went to the church. I said, all the guys were there. suits. And that's make them think about it and lead them in a way. And when he came out, I said to him, Stephen, when you know how like they leave, they shake hands and stuff, you know, God bless you, whatever. I said, I hold his hand and said, Stephen, I want to thank you for two things. Number one, was a great speech. Number two, thank you for wearing a suit. You know, because that's how you lead in a way, by example. You know, like, if you're not gonna lead them, you know, like the same with the kids. You look at you like, Baba, but you're not. You know, my little kid, I took him to the landmark, the fort, right?
Mm-hmm.
His mind completely different than like the oldest kid. You know, why? Because you don't let anything in the past come to your future. Think about it. Here's your past. You're here. Here's your past. Most likely going to be your future if you keep thinking about it. Not going anywhere. If you leave the past in the past, what happened? Future empty space. You can start creating and inventing and everything else because it's empty. And that's why, you know, when he's like arguing with his mom or dad or, oh, you just almost had an accident. His mom, did the accident happen? No. Why you worry about it?
Wow. Yeah.
But people that are, you know, I mean, like, you have to look at things in different version. You know, you ever see a man, driver, throwing your garbage on you and stuff? Oh man, hey, dude, you didn't get late last night or something, you know, like that whole thing. Or give you the finger and said, when somebody give me the finger, I said, thank you, I'm number one, I appreciate it. Thank you, I'm number one. You know, but that's how you have to look.
I really hate that.
You know, yeah, thank you. You know, like I appreciate you, I'm number one. And that's what it comes to. You have to look at things. I think leadership, you have to start with your mindset and build into your mindset of thinking, you know, like how you see other people. You know, like you get insulted, but who's insulting who?
Yeah.
You know, you think about it so much, like, why? Why want to waste your energy on that other people garbage?
Correct.
You know, that's his,
Right.
why you have to affect me?
Right.
You know, like, that's his energy and he pass away and keep going. And that's what it is, you know. I think leadership, we go into training other people to become the best version of themselves.
Yes.
Okay, so let me ask you this, right? Because you know, like for me, for example, I have a burden of wanting to lead so many people, right? At your stage and at your level, what is that like for you? Do you have a burden, or do you desire to help a lot of people? Or how do you do it? Like whoever comes into my vicinity, I'll show you this, or how do you actually make an impact in that regard?
Well, you show them what you know the best, you know, and I keep asking, you know, like for you, like for example, when you want to be 5 years from now, what's taking you for that journey? What's stopping you? And that's what we said, rewire your business, the idea of rewiring your business and that engineering brains. The brains tell you what next. If you get rid of what's holding you back, all the bad habits holding you back. Everybody has bad habits, including me. You know what I mean? Like I wake up, you know what my bad habit? I'm dying to go to the gym every day. I'm honestly, because like I'm really that's my bad. I'm dying to go to the gym. You know, like and everything like something comes up and stop me. But I put 15-pound dumbbells by my desk because I have hernia and that, and just put them in there, and whenever I feel I just do a couple of that. And eventually you need to go to the gym. You know, you're walking like an old man and thinking about or whatever that is, you know. But these things you need like a motive in there, and like, hey, listen, you need to like put time into it, you know, like. But I work hard in a way, like I wake up in the morning 5:30 or 6 o'clock, right? I went outside my garden. There we building the house, whatever. I shot some trees. I took all branches and that out. You know how many times I walk back and forth? Maybe 60, 70 times, taking branches to the front. I made like, I don't know, 7,000-8,000 steps, you know, like just to go down. I consider that a little work, you know what I mean, and so forth, you know, like, or go shopping back and forth. I make it as a hobby to walk.
Right.
You know, like I park my car the farthest I can in the parking lot. You know what I mean? Like if I do shopping for some stuff, like different places now. I take the bag slowly back and forth,
Yeah.
you know, like to make it like instead of like one-time trip, you know,
Right.
back and
Gotcha.
forth. And then when I play basketball Sundays, you know, like, and control the food.
Got you. I want to ask you something. It's a little bit off topic, but you said something earlier today about marriage, and you don't know why your son got married. What are your viewpoints on it? Why do you say that, actually?
Well, I've been married for years, you know what I mean? Like you have up and down in your life and stuff like that. And sometimes it's cheaper to keep them than divorce them. You know, my lawyer said that. You know what I mean? Like my lawyer said that sometimes it's cheaper to keep them than divorce them. But as Muslims, we're allowed to marry 4 wives. You know what I mean? Like, and if you did, in a way, you know, like, you live with somebody for 40 years and why you wanna create, especially when you have kids. If you don't have kids with the woman, I divorce you and done.
Got you.
That's the difference. You know why? Because you cut the relationship and done. But when you have, as a married person or whatever, you have grandkids, you have to be there. The kids' birthday, the grandkids' birthday, the marriage, the thing, and so forth. You're always gonna be, as long as you learn how to live it with a mutual way. You say, hey, we're friends, you know. For me and we just friends. We kill each other sometimes, but like, hey, got it, I don't want to know nothing right now. You walk away. Because I'm not the guy I want to argue all the time and waste my energy and stuff. I'm going fishing tonight.
Right.
Oh, I'm sorry, like whatever, you know what I mean? Like, or whatever the case is, you know what I mean? Like, hey, we have a meeting, we're going to Iran and we have a podcast or whatever the case is, you know what I mean? Like, and that's how it works, you know what I mean? In life, you know, like.
Yeah.
I mean, like, that's how I think about marriage, you know what I mean? Like, my kid married at 20, I said, you're stupid.
Right.
He said, but I couldn't argue with him because I married at 20.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, but I love the girl, you know what I mean? Like, it doesn't matter. Hopefully stay forever, whatever for him, or whatever he find out, but, you know, at 20 I was married, I was maybe...
You know what he's on?
So you're not married now? But
I am.
You are? Okay. All right.
As in paper.
Gotcha.
It says marriage in paper, like in Jersey.
Vegas.
No, in Jersey, not Vegas. No, I didn't get married in paper. You know, in Muslim, you can get married for 3 and 4 and 5 days and divorce.
Wow.
You can, what is it? Out here they call it
They call it a pleasure marriage. If you wanna, that way why they said that I can marry somebody for 3 days or 4 days or 1 night even.
Wow.
As long there's 2 witnesses,
Yeah.
and write a book in front of 2 witnesses. Why? You know why, right?
I got an idea, but
No, why? You know why? Because supposedly you slept with that woman and you got pregnant.
Yeah.
And the witness says that's your son.
Ah.
Because in the front of God, you know that's your son.
Yeah.
That's it. Or you make an agreement, hey, we married and stuff, and hey, whatever happened, it's you, my wife. No, basically.
Man, you
That's how it is. You know, like, also why he put 2nd and 3rd and 4th marriage. Number 1, you with the first wife, she got sick, you cannot please yourself, she cannot have kids, you cannot have that. You don't want to throw her away. It's just a woman, right? You're not gonna throw her and say, hey, look, you married a second one, you have kids, you built your legacy, you know what I mean? Carry your last name, or whatever that is, he gave you that. Even first and second wife, somehow they have to get along somehow, but if they don't, it's okay too. And you don't have to tell your first wife you married the second wife, as long as there is 2 witnesses. That's how the religion is.
You don't have to tell them?
No, you don't have to.
You know what I might be.
You tell them, if you want to tell them, you can. You tell them, but if they refuse, you still get married. My dad married 2 wives.
Yeah.
You have 16 freaking kids.
Wow. On that note, I was gonna ask you, right before we wrap it up, I wanna ask you this question though. What is your end game, like basically your legacy that you wanna leave and people to, you know, for you, that you wanna achieve before you?
I don't want just to say, hey, Zoheir was a good man. You know, no, that's BS. You know what I mean? Like, because I can say that and you die and you don't. You know what I mean? Like, you wanna leave, you know, in a way, a legacy for people like to learn. Yeah, to learn and keep it going. You know, I mean, like for the rest of their lives. You know, I mean, like if tomorrow another kid learn or another kid passed on and passed on and passed on. You know, like that's what I call legacies, not just making money, make the million, and oh, he died, have a nice day, you're good man, goodbye. A week later, nobody remembered you. But he said, oh, you want to be in a way, wow, you know what? Zoheir showed me how to do this.
Right.
That's what legacy is. You know, I mean, like Zoheir showed me, hey, look, this.
Yeah.
And he passed it on. You know, I learned this through coaching. You know, I mean, like, hey, whatever been in the past come in the future, hey, I use it. Another thing, we look at people through goggles and the glasses. You know, we look at him, you judge him, oh, that's a beautiful girl, but maybe she's, or you know, like, hey, that's a black asshole man, or whatever. Excuse my language, but you know, like, that's what we do. You know what I mean? And that's what it comes and said, oh, Zoheir, why you wearing nice all the time? Because we judge people in the first 3 seconds. You know, like when I go out wearing nice or whatever, and suits or whatever, oh, but it's hot outside. I don't care. You have 3 seconds people who judge you. The first 3 seconds. Why it's not be at a good 3 seconds?
The best 3 seconds.
Or the best 3 seconds.
Next thing you look like, woo, he look good. I wonder what he do. You know what I'm saying? So the best 3 seconds.
Well, that's what I walk in, and when I walk in the room, and also this just also energy. You can be dressing nice and then you have to walk with your energy on. You know what I mean? Like sometimes, and you know, like before I walk in something when I'm down or so forth, I put "Eye of the Tiger." That's my song. Like,
Right.
It hit me like 3, 4, 5 times in my head before I walk into that stage or walk into any place. You know what I mean? Like I know it's older song, but can make you like, hey, I'm out in the street hustling back again and doing what I need to do.
Wow. So,
I am the guy.
yeah, no, 100%. So,
But you think about it.
Yeah,
You know what? If that's not your favorite song and that whatever, if you put that song and you start walking and listen to it before you walk to any event, complete.
100%. I get it. I'm reading this book right now, and it talks about that. Some things that you say
Which
to
book is
yourself. It's called $1 Million Habit. Right?
Oh, I have that book.
Yeah. So he talks about how you say to yourself, "I like myself 10 times before you walk into something." I didn't want to say it because what you said was like, that was so mega impact.
I don't know. I need to learn. You know, I need to learn how to like myself. I like others, and that's something I think I'm failing in. You know, like I give others more than myself. But that's how I am.
Me
It's
too.
just like you know, I'm the last in the list. You know, like I give everything, literally. If you like, really, if this is my last water and I'm very thirsty, and you said you want it, I give it to you.
Right.
But that's, you know, in a way, good and bad.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, because in a way you have to be, what they tell you, tough life.
You
You
put
have to do your best first to save others. You know what I mean? Like, I'm saving others and I'm dying. You know, like,
It made me think that, because I think that to an extent it's part of your identity, though. It does give you something back because you're being generous. Right?
Yeah, but that's how it made me happy too.
Right.
You know, it made me happy when I'm like, hey, if I see other people happy, it make me happy.
Right. And I think as I look and I view it, and just from your mental mindset, man, it brings you so much success back in return too. It's like it don't take nothing away from you. It actually
No,
adds so
exactly.
much.
You building a good relationship.
And so I want to, do you have a morning routine that you follow?
Yes or no? My morning routine, normally that's why I want to add that 20 minutes working. You know what I mean? Like I have to like maybe wake up before 6 or 7 o'clock, and I mean, like in order to add that 20 or 30 minutes routine. You know, I think that's very important, you know, but every day the same thing. I wake up and doing the same, waking up usually before I move, thank God, because I'm awake and I'm alive, you know. You know, I have a little, you know, feet movement to release my back, you know what I mean, like, because usually, you know, you stretch your legs and stuff before you come out of the bed, you know, I do that habit-wise, like.
Gotta have a routine.
Yeah, at my age, you have to hit the bathroom. Which is you try to eliminate that as much as you can, but brush your teeth. Sometimes I don't shower in the morning because I was listening to this. I used to shower like every morning to wake up, but now I said I shower at night before it because in the morning, they said your body hot and you don't wanna do this, but sometimes I do it because I like to be nice and clean and stuff.
Even in the gym, be like, that's good. Even when I go to the gym, I take a shower, I gotta get out.
Yeah, but because we live in South Florida, it's different than other places, but the day before you see what's in your schedule. I mean, put you like, what's today? Like I have today, like I said, a couple hours with you guys, I said, I give it until 3, 4 o'clock. I said, because I know you want to sit up and so forth. I have maybe another meeting I'm waiting for, with something we're gonna create, Arabian fashion show, something to bring the culture out to different places, I've been working on that for a little bit, a couple of years to see how a lot of
because you like styling.
Well, the styling I used to, people said, why, Z, you have so many suits, you have so many things. I like to go to events different, different, the same, big and that and so forth.
It'd be nice to get a suit by Zoheir,
No, I'm doing the Z cigars, I'm not
Arabian fashion.
Arabian fashion, that sounds good. I never put men, always a lot of women,
you need to come out
actually, if you look at this designer and all these guys coming from the Middle East, believe it or not, and France and Middle East and that, I don't know, maybe comes along the line, KFC started in 67, right?
Name sounds good, Zoheir.
That's what Mike Owen, Alpha Convictor, gave him a shout. He said, why you don't put Zoheir cigar? Your name is different. Zoheir.
Glasses. It can go on anything that you get. It just sounds expensive. It sounds stylish.
Z, would you look? I start doing like the Z, the Z belt. I start doing Z belt and one of those Z shoes. And instead of paying Gucci and stuff like that. Or what? That's Gucci.
No. The Versace thing.
Versace, whatever. Yeah. You're paying for Versace to advertise them. Did Versace put any money in your pocket? Did Versace put money in your pocket?
This is not Versace. It's just got the Versace print. It looks like that's what they use.
But whatever. We use it they're not putting money in your pocket. Why am I advertising? That's my say. I used to wearing all these things, but that's it.
Yeah. So I just want to let you know from this sit down with you, man, what I admire about you is that you are authentic, truly yourself, you're vulnerable.
I appreciate you, brother.
You mentally strong, and the reason that you into the service work and you put yourself last is because you said it and you answered your own question and you don't know why, but it's because you have everything that you need. As far as you can help somebody else, and that rewards you and gives you happiness. That's like a form of payment. So you don't mind because you're gonna get it.
Right.
You're gonna get it. Some people might not get it and they don't have it right there in that moment, and you have that.
No, I never look after it, and did a couple of things, then who's what and where and that and so forth. I believe who your friends are. Pick up the phone in the middle of the night and tell them I'm stuck in the highway. And see how fast he's gonna come. That's a friend. That's a friend. You pick up the phone and said, hey, I'm in the turnpike at this location. He didn't say I'll be there, even if it's fake. Then if he's your friend or not.
Wow.
That's one thing it says. Or you want to say, hey, if he's your friend or not, no big deal. They have money or something, pick up the phone and said, hey, can you send me $100 this week? I'm in the gym. The minute he say N-O or that, then it's not.
Yeah.
It's small money. You don't have to. If he's your friend, he doesn't even know. Don't say more.
You want to ask him one more question before we do?
No, man, I just want to.
We can do another episode. No big deal.
Yeah, no, I think so, man.
You know, like I know with Leo, I do episodes too. You know, we said another Leo.
Yeah, Leo come out, but we will see.
But I'm building in my YouTube channel, Z Legacy Talk. We're doing Z Cigar Talks. Ivana, thank you for doing that. You know, she's like wishing the cigars and stuff like that. It's not that, you know, and that's what it comes to, bring people to me to see what their needs, and from there, you know, I mean, like, when I coach in Landmark, I was in Landmark for 7 years. We put self-expression and leadership as coaching others. You learn as you coach, you know that, you know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? Like, because you learn other people discipline, or they are or they're not, and they will be put you in the timing, and they tell you how to say no. You know, like, hey, listen, you suppose you have your hour with me from 9 to 10. If you come 10:15, I'm just gonna leave you at 11. You're not gonna have the full hours because that 11 I have somebody else. You know, and that's how it works. You know, oh, the kid, the thing. Yeah, that's how you eliminate excuses. And it goes in there. Discipline is very important. Consistency is very important. If you're not consistent, you're not. Even if you fail, consistency. These people, you know, like
favorite word.
Consistency. You know, like consistency. You build it. You know, even if you don't, you know, do the same thing again and again and again and again. At one point, you're gonna hit. You know, sometimes I shoot threes in the basket. See, no, boom, it works. So you get like, no, you come in. We have in our backyard. There was.
We got I just want to see your form. I want to see how you
I shoot in one hand. That's why my hand is thing. I don't know if I want to play this Sunday. Maybe not. Leave it. Otherwise, the room will open. And I didn't stitch it either. You need to be stitching.
It's too late now.
Dude, they was shut when 9 years old. People, they heard that free day right for a year. You know, I hear like. That's again your mind. You think, look, my finger numb even.
I'm telling you, you must.
I don't feel it. I don't feel it. For a coconut, or somebody I love, I need to open a coconut. Someone I love.
Well, I just want to say, man, it was an honor and a pleasure.
Thank you, guys.
Not just having you on the show, but to share this lifetime. You know, we passing through in life, you know.
Let's see what we can do, help others, and when the whole concept of these shows, just to pivot and win. That's all I can. You know, like you pivot when meeting new people, see within this space, and how we can make them win. That's the whole concept.
Well, I would like to say too, man, I'm definitely appreciative. I'm thinking about even the things that I got going on in my own personal life. Well, it actually inspired me, right? Even as I'm asking you the questions, it just set me on fire.
But that's how it works. How it works. You know what I mean? Like, hey, what's stopping you? What's going on? You know, like, hey, you want to do your own podcast? What's stopping you? You're waiting for others. F others.
Exactly.
Why you're not doing it yourself? You know, like, you know, this strong woman right there sitting in there like, dude, you need to do this, you need to do that, you need to do that. But always you want to have somebody be accountable. You're accountable for yourself. You know, like people say, Zoheir, oh, you don't need that motivation, you're already motivated. You know what? I came from a place, you have to survive. The same thing in here, we have to survive every day. You know, because like people work out, you have to survive. You know what I mean? If you're waiting for others, you never win. That's how it is.
Thank you so much.
Anyway,
work with you, man.
We have days coming. I appreciate you. No problem.
Hello guys, this is another episode of Men Pride with Zoheir Shaban, and it was an honor having him. And thank you guys for tuning in. Peace.
Yes, sir.
Everyone knows that a man ain't supposed to cry.
Man, I just want to get this off my chest. Is a man allowed to cry?